Hello UE4 users. This video I'm making, I'm going to talk about how to create a touch interface. I'm making this video since resources about this topic is very scant and rare, and I've been trying to make a touch interface, trying to Google touch interface tutorials with no luck. This is because I don't know if people are not making a Unreal Engine for Android games or mobile games, but even if you go to the forums, no one answers user interfaces question. So I decided that yesterday I decided just to sit down and try and think around with the user interface to see if I can come up with controls, and I was successful and I was very happy, and I decided I will share this knowledge on how to make touch interfaces for your project. So I'm hoping you're going to use this tutorial to make touch interfaces for a project if you are planning to make Android games or mobile games or any type of games that will require touch interface. And keep in mind that it's not really that professional that level, but it should give you an idea on how to make touch interfaces. And I hope you use the comment section as a thread to discuss about how to set up touch interfaces correctly and perfectly. And don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. So I am going to start. For this we are going to use two textures. We're going to use a thumbstick texture. As you can see, I had already created one, and so this is the thumbstick texture, and the background texture. This one is the background texture. Keep in mind they're transparent. The outside is transparent, and the texture itself is opaque. Yeah. So we are going to be making thumbstick controls, and later on we are going to be making buttons. Where is it? Later on we are going to be making buttons. So let's start with making thumbstick controls. So I already created a project. What have I done? As you can see, under input I did made the axis mappings: move forward, move right, look up, and turn. So if you don't know how to do this, I had already made a tutorial earlier about how to do axis mappings and how to create a character. But right now we are just going to jump forward into making a touch interface. So we are going to go ahead and create our to import our touch interface textures. So we're going to go download and import it. So these two, and let's save. So this is how our textures should look like. The outside should be transparent, and this one should be, unless you want to make a different type of touch interface, it's up to you. But I don't know any opaque thumbsticks. So we're going to go under miscellaneous, and we're going to make a touch interface setup, and we're just going to call it touch. Just going to call it touch. So we're going to save. So when you open the touch, you will get this controls 0 because you have not made any controls. Active opacity just shows you if the thumbstick is active, like you are touching it and you're controlling it, how opaque should it be. So here it's set at 1, so it will be fully opaque. When it's inactive, it will be 0.1, as you can see, inactive opacity. And the time until deactivate. Most of these things are straightforward because when you hover around it, you get a tooltip and it shows you, like here it says, how long after user interaction will all controls fade out to inactive opacity. So after you have stopped using the thumbstick or the touch button or whatever, how long will it take before it goes to opacity of 0.1? So until reset, here it says how long after going inactive when controls reset and recenter themselves. So how long until the controls will go back to where it's supposed to be. So you can just read these tooltips and it will tell you how to make your touch interface. So you're going to go under controls and we're going to create a button, a stick. So here under image 1 you can see the tooltip says for sticks this is the thumb. So we're going to put our thumb texture here. So we're going to take that one, and if you hover again it says for sticks this is the background, so we're going to use background texture. Okay, center is where the thumbstick will be located. So to your in your screen, visual size is going to be the size of the thumbstick background. Interaction size is going to be the size at which the thumbstick will sense input. The thumb size will just be the size of the thumb. So we're going to go ahead and make our custom our thumbstick. So visual size the thumbstick background, we are going to say 200 by 200. Thumb size we are going to put it at 150. Keep in mind you can just have yours. Interaction size, this is the size at which the thumbstick will sense that it should be active. So this is just the area of that the thumbstick will be active at. So we can just set it at 200. No, that's too small. Let's just say 300 by 300. And center, we're just going to come up with numbers. We're just going to say like 200. What about 200? So we go into our project settings, and under input, default touch interface, we are going to select touch like that. So let's just save current. So as you can see, here is the touch interface with but it's very opaque. Let's just say inactive opacity, let's just set it to 0.5, so you can see it. So that's the location. We'll just confirm that. Okay, so we can just play around with the figures to place it correctly. Yes, so that's we can increase the thumb size. Let's just say 180 or 190 by 190, because I like big thumb size. Yeah, this one is good. Keep in mind you can play around with the scale, so it's up to you. It's up to your design. You can suit it to your design needs. So if you want it to be a bit larger or a bit smaller, you can just play around with the location, the visual size, the thumb size, and whatever. So here now comes the big work. The big problem is the main input key. So the main input key is just like you're linking the thumbstick control to the input keys. So here under input, we are going to be using our touch to drive the move forward. So we're not going to be using W and S. We're just going to be using gamepad left Y axis, and we are going to be using that main input key, gamepad left Y axis. If you save, if you do this, it goes forward. Yes, and then for move right, we're going to say gamepad, left thumbstick x-axis. So we're going to save current. So as you see, if we drive it forward, backward, our character moves according to the movement. So we're going to just say alt input. We're going to say gamepad, left thumbstick x-axis. So do this. No. What is wrong? Something is wrong. We're going to reverse this. I don't know why I just keep doing this all the time. We're reversing it. If we reverse, I think it should work now. Yes, it's working. It's working perfectly. So that is our move forward, move right controls. So you can experiment, you can customize your background texture for the thumbs, for the sticks. You can customize your thumb texture. So it's up to you to be creative. So we're going to make our lookup and our turn functionality in the touch interface. So we're going to create another one. Controls, under controls we're going to create another one. Let's just minimize this 0. The way it is, most touch screens, you have only one stick, but the other stick for lookup is just generally the whole screen, half of the screen. So we are going to make half the screen to be look up and look down, but this side will be movement. So that's what we are going to be doing. We are only going to make use a thumb texture for just debugging purposes, so that you can know what is happening. But after you finish, you can just remove it. So center, we would like to mirror this one. So let's just start with the visual size. The visual size, we're going to take the thumb size, and that is going to be, well, let's just say 200 by 200, and center, let's just say let's just try 200 by 200, and let's just play so that you can see where it's located. So we do not want that, so we're just going to be move it keep in mind I'm not really a professional at this. Yeah, let's say 900. I think that should be okay. Yes, no, it's not really okay. Let's just say 700. I don't know what's wrong with me. And we're going to set this 500. So there's not really a I don't know, I'm not aware of any perfect way of placing this controls. So it's just about guessing. Just do guess. Let's say 400. Yeah, that should be okay. And we are going to be importing just a white texture, just to for debugging processes purposes, so that we can know the size of the sensitivity. So we're going to import just a white texture. If you have just a fully white texture, we're just going to use that, and we're going to set that as our background for this other stick. And visual size, we're just going to say this let's just say 500 by 500. This is just for debugging purposes. So here it just shows you, it gives you an idea of what the sensitivity that you want. So let's just make it a bit bigger. You can just say let's just expand on Y. I think 800. No, that's too big. Let's say 600. No. 600 by 600. Let's just reduce the visual size Y. We are going to reduce it. Let's just say 500, so that we have a rectangular whatever. Yeah, that will be perfect. So we are going to use this visual size to be the to be equal to be our interaction size. So we're just going to copy this visual size and we just, let's say 600 and 500. This will be our interaction size. So when you use it, as you can see, so in essence, our character will be using this thumbstick, but they will not be able to see it. But this is just for debugging process, so that we can know which area will be active. Yeah. So after that we are finished. So what we're going just to do is just the main input key, and we're going to go under our lookup. We are going to say gamepad right thumbstick y-axis, and let's see that gamepad right axis y-axis. Let's see. Yeah, it's working correctly. And we are going to make another one here, gamepad right thumbstick x-axis, gamepad right thumbstick x-axis, and we are going to set that here. So if we play, I don't know what's really wrong with this. We're just going to reverse it again. I don't know why. Set this to, we're just going to reverse it. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's it. So this is just for debugging purposes, and in real sense what you're going just to be doing is just remove the textures, and that's how it should be. So let me just remove the keyboard, the mouse and keyboard input, so that it's fully done in touch. So we're just going, so we just left with the gamepad only, so that you can see. And here, forward, right, you can see, and here. So yeah, our character moves. This is a perfect way to make to start your your first-person shooter in Android or whatever. So I would really recommend that you build on this and learn more on making user interface. As I was saying, I had a problem with the touch interface. I did not know how to set it up. So yesterday I just decided that, you know what, today I'm going to solve this issue once and for all, and I solved it. And that's how you learn Unreal Engine. When you cannot really do something, you just get into that beast mode and just say, today I am going to figure out how to make this work, and you'll be surprised at how you will solve that issue. So this is how I solved it. So you can expand on it. I'm not really good in touch interface, so use the comments below to share the knowledge. There's a lot of hidden knowledge in Unreal Engine. People do not really want to share knowledge. They want to sell it in Unreal Marketplace. Some people do not have the money to buy such projects. Sometimes you have the money, but the Unreal Engine buying process is really bad, because I had money. I wanted to buy a touch interface tutorial, but it kept giving me an invalid amount error, even if I had money in my account. So I'd like to recommend Unreal Engine users to share their knowledge. There's some people out here who want to make project, and it's for a good cause. So that's it. That's my tutorial. I hope it helps you. I hope you make good games out of it, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you.